want somebody that makes time for you. Number 2, you want somebody that's self-aware. Number 3, you want somebody that has a good relationship with family and friends. Number 4, you want somebody that collaborates with you on decisions. Number 5, you want somebody whose words match their actions. Number 6, you want somebody that can vocalize their feelings. Number 7, you want somebody to remember things about you. Number 8, you want somebody that's curious about you. Number 9, you want somebody that supports you having your own life apart from them. You want somebody that supports you having your own life apart from them. Girl, going out. Go with your friends. Go and fly, girl. Go on there. Go on to Barbados with your girlfriends. Go have fun. Go have fun. That's the only time I get some peace and quiet anyway. Number 10, they are genuinely kind to everybody. And number 11, they respect your boundaries. They respect your.
That's some good stuff. That is real good.
Yeah, I don't know who that guy is right there, but y'all better be connected to that brother right there. He be spitting some stuff, man. Real.
Oh, too funny. That was a really good video. I really like the part when you said if he's curious about you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And the type of curiosity. So I watch Ready to Love. And I know it's a show. I know it could be produced. But some of the questions that some of the men and women, it's both, that they ask can be so surface. And I'm not saying you have to get deep in it right away, but just off the rip, it's so surface. And then there's one brother on there, all he's doing is asking about sex, your position, what's the freakiest thing. Sir, we're not doing that. And he talked himself out of everything, but the type of curiosity, I think that's key as well.
Yeah, and let me say this to you ladies. I just did a video. If you follow me on TikTok, you will see it. I did it earlier today. And what I was talking about in that video, I was talking about how, because like I always tell ladies that you shouldn't overshare when you first meet someone. But when I talk to you about that, then the question comes up, okay, Coach Paul, well, at what point should we start, sharing some things about ourselves? Because in order to have a true connection with anybody, build a true connection, there has to be vulnerability and authenticity. Has to be, right?
Right.
The thing of it is, though, you just don't want to do it too soon. So you want to make sure. I would say my suggestion is, now everything is always case by case, right? But my suggestion would be when you've been dealing with somebody about 5, 6, maybe 7 dates in, that's when you could start kind of like putting a little bit more out of your vulnerability out there, being a little bit more transparent, showing your authentic self. But you're not gonna do this over the phone. We're not doing this over the phone and text message. Let me be clear about this, y'all. Listen to me on this, okay?
Let's get it.
Stop trying to build chemistry and connection over the phone. That's not what that's for, especially in the beginning. Text messages in the beginning are really for just light banter, little flirtation, little flirtiness, light flirtiness, and planning meetups in the beginning.
Right.
We're not building connection over the phone. So when you start revealing a little bit to your person about yourself, you want to do that when y'all in person. And it's good to do it in person. Why? Because you're going to be able to see body language. You're going to look at facial expressions. You're going to see whether they taking in what you're saying, or they looking around the room. They're like, okay, is she finished yet? That's going to give you a good gauge of what this person is in your life for. Because people who are not emotionally available, people who are dismissive, don't really want to know anything deep about you.
Exactly.
They don't. So when you start sharing stuff with a person about you, and you've been a little bit more vulnerable, you're going to give a little bit of the time. You start seeing the body language and all that stuff is off. At that particular time, you're going to pull back on giving stuff away, right? Because you already see it's not falling on a good place. But if the person is engaged, they're asking you more questions about it, they're genuinely interested in some of the things you're seeing, in doses, you can give them a little bit more.
That's really good. I like that. What do you all think listening? You think that's some good stuff? Do you all have a tendency to overshare? or even undersharing is something as well. I feel like that shows that people could probably be emotionally unavailable. What are your thoughts?
Undersharing, it depends on, I would say undersharing depending upon how long we've been really kind of like getting to know each other. Yes, most definitely. That could be a sign. Definitely. First meetups really genuinely are for really just seeing if there's chemistry connection, seeing if there's any attraction, having a good time, right? And seeing if there's going to be another meetup. That's what really the first one's for. These are very light times. You might go in, I always say this, ladies, you want to go in with your top 2 vetting questions, right? And which would be probably 2 of your core values, and one of them should be a deal breaker. Both of them can be deal breakers, or both of them could be deal breakers, or one of them could be your deal breaker. You just add that into the conversation to find out where this guy go. Now, when you asking these questions, you're not going to lead him to the answer. What do I mean? So if faith is your core value, you want somebody that you have shared faith with. The last thing you want to do is ask them, "Oh, do you go to church on Sunday?" If I'm a man that's trying to get something from you, I'm gonna be like, "Yep, I go to church. Yeah, that man ain't been in church in 20 years."
You're giving them the playbook.
And he's gonna quote that same scripture: "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son." Yeah, baby, we learned that in Bible school when we were 5. You had to say that to get a piece of candy. Trust me, we all know that.
Oh, making it easy for them. Look, you have Nikki cracking up.
Yeah, I want y'all to not be so gullible, man. Stop falling for that nonsense, though. Stop falling for the banana in the tailpipe. Yeah, they go out and get them same scriptures. They've been using them same scriptures on every one of the women they met. Them boys ain't been to church no time. You give him to church, he don't even know what to do. He don't even know what to do when he get in there. Yeah.
Exactly. Back to that undersharing, I think that can be a real thing in long-term relationships too.
Yeah, when people
go ahead.
Yeah. When people start disconnecting, of course, there's always going to be undersharing. Because let me tell you something about relationships for men. Okay, but men, for us, relationships are fine. We finally found a place where we can woosah and let you know everything I've been wanting to say for so many years, but I ain't found nobody to say it to. Men probably are the biggest pillow talkers you ever gonna find. Men are.
Really?
Oh man, when we find that woman, when we find her, and we can be vulnerable, or we at night. Yeah, because we found a place now that we can be vulnerable. We can talk about things we really want to talk about, right? So men in relationships, we're gonna share. But when you got a guy and you've been in a relationship with him and he's not sharing as much, that's definitely you need to look at that. If he starts shutting down, he's not sharing. Now, some men, let me say this, some men are not just guys that ain't real talkative, right? But even with them, there's times when they're gonna want to kind of like, let you know certain things. But if a man just stops talking, either something is wrong with him, either he's going through a time in his life where he needs some kind of like probably some help. Because when money and stuff is funny, we kind of shut down. Stuff like that. That's one thing. But if everything is good and he just stopped talking to you, he talking to somebody. Trust and believe. Because men need somebody to talk to, because we don't have face-to-face relationships with other men. We have it with women. Yeah, we have it with women.
I remember you saying that in a video. I do remember that. Yeah, because I just wouldn't want to be in a relationship where a long-term relationship and my partner is a familiar stranger.
Man, facts. And men that really fall in love with a woman, right? We fall in love with you for way more than your body. Your body is definitely something we attracted to, but we fall in love with you because number one, you're intellectual, you're emotional, all those things, right? So when I start talking to you as a man who really loves his woman, we're bringing things to you to get your input because we respect your intelligence and what you have to say. So we're going to be shooting things off for you, talking to you all the time, trying to get your input because we respect it. But when that stop happening, something is going on somewhere. Either something is wrong with that relationship, that man or that woman has disconnected. Something is going on. When conversation stops, that's something is happening, because we need men. We need to talk. We need to have communication.
You think it's usually a third party?
Oh, no doubt. He's talking to somebody. It could be his mama. It ain't always got to be another woman. It could be his mama. Some men put their mothers in the place that their wife should be when it comes. Not saying, you know, I'm talking about when it comes to emotional release, and a mother allows that. Sometimes, you know, he goes to his mama for everything. He could be getting what he needs from her when it comes to emotional release, or it could be another woman. But I can almost promise you it's not a man, because men, we might tell our homeboys some things, but we ain't gonna go, we ain't telling them everything.
No, I don't see that. Well, let's explore that with the mother-son relationship. What are your thoughts on that? Where there's a husband that finds his intimacy with his mother.
If that's happening, either this man in the beginning was the type of man that had a relationship with his mother that probably would be problematic to a relationship, and you maybe ignored it, or like I said, something is going on because he just needed a release. When you,